Good morning.
Good morning, Paul.
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you again as well.
Well, how pronounce your name for me, would you?
Uh, in Germany, we say Stefan Langer. Stefan Langer, I don't know. You must translate it. How would you say?
Yeah. I mean, I speak just a little bit of German, so but I try to do my best to pronounce things correctly, but I'm not great at it. But yeah, it's nice to meet you. You're known for being a kind of famous glider pilot. You do a lot on YouTube and Instagram, and you've got a lot of great video content you've created over the years. And you're now competing in the World Gliding Contest in Uvalde. So where is your home glider port? Where do you live?
I live in Germany, in southern Germany. The home airfield is in Donauwörth. It's really difficult to spell, or Donauwörth. I don't know how to say. That's where the Airbus helicopters are built. Yeah,
What part of
and
Germany
it
is
is a
that?
great. Say again.
What part of Germany is that? What region or northern, southern?
It's southern Germany. It's Bavaria, and we fly north of the Donau River, which is amazing to fly big cross-country flights in the flatlands of Germany.
When did you start flying sailplanes?
I started with the age of 14 many years ago already. Uh, yeah, and made my license with the age of 16, then got into cross-country flying and got better there. And then I think with the age of 18, I flew my first competition. And then I slowly started getting better and invested a lot of time into competitions and so on. And it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and now I'm flying for the first time an 18-meter World Gliding Championship.
When did you arrive in Uvalde?
I arrived here 3 days ago, but before I went to Oshkosh AirVenture, then I was in Washington, D.C. for 1 week, flew Arcus Jet with JP Stewart,
Oh wow.
and now I'm here, rigged the glider, and made the first flights already.
Well, I look forward to seeing some great videos of the Arcus jet flight and things. That's not up yet, right?
No, it's not up yet, but perhaps today I have some time to make the final editing and put it online.
I look forward to seeing that. JP's a great guy and a very interesting sailplane. Um, the Have you flown from Uvalde before?
No, it is my first trip here to Texas. And 2 years ago, I was in California and Nevada, perhaps, and Utah to fly there. But it's the first time here at this place. Yeah.
Okay, but you didn't need to work out the pilot licensing this time around. You'd done that previously, or?
I've done it previously, but I don't need it now because I have my own German registered glider with me, and there you don't need to have the American license, which is funny, but yeah, it is how it is.
Oh, interesting. Um, and how has the soaring weather been in Uvalde? How many days have you flown at Uvalde then? Just one or two?
I flew yesterday and the day before yesterday, so 2 days of flying. Weather conditions were just really awesome. Cloud base was perhaps a little bit lower than expected yesterday, only up to 2,500, 2,600 meters, and the day before up to 3,000 meters. So it is not as high as, let's say, in Namibia, but the conditions are as good as in Namibia, perhaps. So
I've heard
really
that
great cloud streets
I've heard that
and
it can get
great.
pretty high in Uvalde. That it may get up to the higher altitudes where you might want oxygen. Do you have oxygen with you in the glider if you need it?
And I have an EDS with me, but I don't have an oxygen bottle, so I need to find a solution there. But most likely, I will also fly with oxygen, just yeah, because it makes sense if it is getting really high. And of course, it's also some kind of legal doping if you use oxygen. I don't like these nose cannulas so much, but at the end, it makes sense, I think, for the competition flying.
Now, does the FAI have any rules for the WGC in regard to flying with oxygen or limiting that, or no?
Um, I believe, at least in Australia, there was a rule that if you climb above a specific altitude, you have to have oxygen. Otherwise, yeah, it's not allowed. I don't know exactly how it is here, but there are official rules, at least flying in America as well. So we need to stick to them.
Okay. Well, let me know if you need any help getting an oxygen cylinder. If you can't find something there locally, I could hook you up.
Okay, great.
Now, is this your first WGC? Have you flown in world gliding competitions before?
I flew one junior world gliding championship in club class, two world gliding championships in club class, one in France, the latest one in Australia this winter, and I flew one sailplane Grand Prix final last year as well.
Oh, great.
That was also 18-meter class. Yeah.
But this is the first competition with your new glider.
Exactly. It's completely the first competition, no practicing competition or anything else. I had about 3 or 4 weeks to fly this new glider before it was shipped here. And yeah, I flew about 80 hours in Germany with it, or I even made a 7-day travel by glider trip, which was really outstanding. It was great fun, great weather conditions, and that's exactly what I also want to do with this new glider, with the propulsion system, to travel, to make adventures with it. And of course, it is also very good for competition flying, especially for good weather conditions. It's an excellent glider.
All right. Well, let me transition to that then. The congratulations on your new. It's a Schleicher AS33ME. Is that correct?
That's correct. Yeah, thank you so much.
I really enjoyed following your videos. You did a great video where you're going through the options and picking options for the glider, which is something that I hope to get to do someday, to be able to buy a brand new glider like that. It looked like there were a million options, and it was, I'm sure it was difficult to choose, but you seem to have a good idea of what you wanted. That's great. I also enjoyed the video where you were at the factory and they were kind of showing you your actual glider in production and other ones.
Yeah, that's really incredible to see, and it's so cool to live all this and do this. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great fun.
Yeah. Congratulations. The and when did you first receive the glider or first fly it?
Oh, honestly, I don't know exactly the date. It was at the Aero fair in Friedrichshafen, but then it needed to go back to the factory, needed to get some final paint job, and it took, I think, 1 more month or 3 weeks later, I flew it for the first time. Yeah.
Great.
So I don't know the exact date. I need to have a look at the logbook for this, but it's
Sometime in
about,
April or May of
yeah,
this year, something like that.
I think it was, yeah, May. Yeah.
Okay. Great. And that is a rear engine extension electric self-launching sailplane with the batteries in the wings, correct?
That's correct. Yeah, you can't remove the batteries for charging. Perhaps that's a little bit of a problem here as well, because they don't offer uh, charging somewhere in the grid. But yeah, it works fine. Yesterday I made first self launch with it with 600 kilograms takeoff mass, and even with the high temperatures, I could climb with full throttle all the time. So yeah, it's really a great system. It's great.
So you can, with fully water ballasted to the maximum gross weight and with 18-meter wings, you can do a self launch. That's great.
Yes, yeah, I can do, and I'm allowed to.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. Well, it's an absolutely lovely sailplane, and as you mentioned, the freedom of being able to fly from anywhere, to do cross country flights, fly from airport to airport, charge it overnight, and then go on to the next airport. It's very exciting. It's kind of a new concept to gliding, or well, I don't know if it's a new concept, but it's becoming more of a reality with electric gliders than it has been in the past, I think.
Yes, you can also do it with a combustion engine. That's no problem, I would say. But in the last years, it was a trend, I would say, also from WeGlide and so on, to showcase these flights so that you can see what the others are doing and so on. Previously, it was not really so much visible, because if you do a flight from A to B, you don't get any bonus points and so on. And these flights are scored really, you get only a little bit of points, so you don't see them. And with WeGlide and with the Travel by Glider challenge and so on, it's better and easier to see these flights as well. and of course also some YouTubers and so on are doing videos about it. And I think that for me it is great fun to travel with gliders, to see different areas, different conditions and so on, and you can replace every day where you want to fly and where the good weather is, so you have more flying days at the end, and it's great fun.
Will you be flying it anywhere else in the U.S. while you're here, or heading back to Germany after this?
I will need to head back to Germany when at the end of the World Gliding Championships. I'm away from Germany for 6 weeks because I visited Oshkosh before. So yeah, I had then here 3.5 weeks of flying with ACE-33 ME.
Okay. And so, what do you do for a living? Did you study engineering, or what is the how do you pay the bills?
I studied mechanical engineering,
Oh, me too.
um, have the bachelor degree there. And then I started with my own company, with my own brand, Stefly, producing navigation computers, let's say cheaper navigation, affordable navigation computers. Now we are also doing LED flashers, canopy flashers, and some other equipment for gliders. Yeah, that's, I would say, my main job, but of course also social media um, pays at least all the travel fees and so on. And yeah, this combination works well, and especially it is a lot of fun. That's why I do this.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah, it does look like you have some very interesting products on the Steefly website. The let's see, the Open Vario and the Laros. Is the Laros these
Yeah,
products?
the Laros. Now we have the Stefly nav. So the Open Barrier was the older version of this glide computer. Now we have an Android solution with a Stefly nav, and we also have this sensor unit Laros, and that's something which is really amazing, and I really love to fly with it. But of course, we still need to have a vario gauge as well, so that you um, that it looks like other brand glide computer, a full system, and we are working on this as well. At the moment, we use the sensor unit to display a vario gauge in XC which is also possible. But of course, the customers, they want to have a additional vario gauge as well, and that's something we are working on. And also, we're working on an IGC validation for the Solaris sensor unit, so that we have a complete glide computer at the end. And I think the algorithm works really great. You have real-time wind, you have the barometer, which is really accurate and really fast. And yeah, it's a great system. At least I enjoy it a lot to fly with it. Yeah.
Well, I look forward to seeing it in your glider when I get to Uvalde. I'll have you if you have time. It'd be great if you can show me the system. I'm very interested in it.
Yes, of course.
Oh, I wanted to mention briefly. So we mentioned YouTube and Instagram. It looks like I looked this morning, and you had 248,000 YouTube subscribers and 182,000 Instagram followers. So social media is something that you enjoy doing, obviously, and you do a great job of. I very much myself really enjoy your videos where you're reviewing gliders, reviewing instruments, touring around in your glider. You've just done some fantastic and very interesting videos. Thank you for those. The one thing that I found interesting is the one that you did. It's titled, I think, "Spectacular Glider Touchdown in the Rain." It was in an LS8 EU Neo in Pavulo, Italy. It's 26 million views. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a crazy number. And I don't think we have so many glider pilots. So, yeah, at the end, I would say it was a lot of luck to get, let's say, the first million views on this one. And yeah, it is hard to reproduce. And at the end, I would say there were two videos at the same time which went viral and were more exciting. It was, the first one was catching the tow rope in flight by hand, that was a video which I did a few weeks before this video, so that already picked up some views. And then later on, somehow this spectacular landing in rain, yeah, I think this video is easy to watch. It's not so, yeah, it's not made for glider pilots. It's made for normal people just watching something, and it's a short video where you can see some perhaps spectacular things. And especially with these raindrops, it works really good because you have this this effect on the canopy, which looks funny. And also I have some videos on Instagram, some Instagram reels, also flying a glider in rain, which have about, I don't know, 20 million views or so.
Wow.
So this is something, if you want to make a good Instagram channel, or if you want to get followers, just fly a glider in rain. It's stupid.
So
It's
it was,
stupid, but
yeah.
some videos it worked. Also in Australia last year, we had a final glide through rain at the World Gliding Championships. I made a quick video, and it got some million views on Instagram.
Well, I mean, I imagine it's visually interesting, to see the raindrops going down the canopy, and I guess people don't realize you can fly in the rain, right? But interesting. But yeah, all of your videos, I'm very much a fan of all the content you've created. Thank you for everything you've done. I'm sure it's done a great job of getting soaring promoted to the general public, so people can see what we do in gliders and see how exciting it is and how interesting it is. Thank you.
Yeah, that's at the beginning, I only did social media for myself or for some friends to show what I'm doing. And then I just was, I would say, some kind of consistent to upload videos. And at the end, I had luck to get more audience. And now it is, like you said, that you also motivate people to start gliding, for example, to reach to a wider audience. But also I am trying to make it interesting for the glider pilots. But this balance is not always easy. To get more views, you need to do something perhaps a little bit more spectacular, not just the normal cross-country flying in flatlands, flying in the mountains, doing some interesting things, or talking about new technologies. Also, the electric flying was something which was really interesting for a lot of people, because electric vehicles are very popular and so on. So yeah, it's about technology and so on as well. Yeah.
I'm curious if you're willing to share what instruments you're flying with in the cockpit. I imagine you're flying with your products. Is there anything else you're flying with in the cockpit that's not something that you sell that you find that'll be a useful tool in Uvalde? Are you using an iPhone for weather or anything like that? Or
Yes, I have an iPhone. Sometimes I use it for the weather. I have the Stiefel nav, so my navigation computer. I have a Laros Dual GNSS, so the better version with two GNSS antennas. I have a prototype Vario display in there. That's an air traffic display with a different software on it. So that's connected to the Laros. Then I have an AlexNav S10 in there as a backup barometer and logger. I use a lot of air avionic devices, so the radio, the transponder, air traffic display, air control display for the altimeter and remote controlling all the other things. And then I have a PowerFlam Fusion installed. Yeah, I think these are the devices. And then the Laminar Aerotech bug wiper system.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'll look forward to seeing that on the glider. I imagine you've been to many competitions over the years. Is there anybody in particular that you're looking forward to seeing again at the competition coming up, or anyone that you have not met that you're looking forward to meeting for the first time?
Of course, it's always great to see a lot of people who I already know. I'm really looking forward to fly with Simon Schröder. That's my German teammate. because we flew a lot together, or had great fun many years ago when we started gliding and so on. And I think he's really a fantastic pilot, and it's great fun to fly with him, and perhaps also to challenge with him a little bit. I'm looking forward to it. And of course, there are so many glider pilots who I already know from other competitions where we didn't fly the same class. So I'm also looking forward and just to learn here from the others and having a great time at hopefully good weather conditions. That's the most important thing, to have fun at the end.
Great. Now, will you be doing team flying as a German team?
Let's see. It's not completely sure how tight this team will be. Of course, we will make an information team. We will try to fly together, but I'm not so much into close team flying. I don't think it's necessary these days with all the help of FLARM, with the high performance gliders and so on. And I also enjoy it a lot to fly on my own. So let's see. We will have a look and find out. And we have some more practice days here to fly. Also see if the gliders are matching. Simon is flying a Ventus 3E, so also an electric self-launch, brand new glider from Champert. I'm flying the Schleicher glider, and will be an interesting time.
Yeah, well, it will be interesting to compare the performance of those two gliders and the JS3s, and I think those will be the top three in the competition probably.
Yeah. I don't have experience up to now with this, with these different types of gliders. I flew the ASD29 in Germany to qualify at the German Nationals, and especially here, the weather conditions are better than in Europe, hopefully, also at the competition. And there, you just need to see and compare to the others, and after the competition perhaps I can say something about the performance differences.
Is Simon Schroeder, years ago there was a famous German glider pilot, Robert Schroeder, I think?
Yes, that's the son of Robert Schroeder. Yes.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, neat. I think I got to know Robert Schroeder's name from one of the first soaring videos out of New Zealand. There was a big competition in New Zealand in '97 or something that he was in.
Yeah.
He and Uli Schwenk were competing in the open class.
Yeah, Robert Schröder was also here in Uvalde, I think 2012 or so. So his father was also flying here already.
Will he be here to support his son this time around, or?
I think the mother of Simon is here.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Okay. Well, I think that's all the questions I have. Boy, I really appreciate your taking the time to talk with me today, and I hope you do extremely well in the competition. Hope you have fun flying your glider, and that the weather is fantastic, and I think it probably will be. So it should be a very fun event.
Yeah. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to seeing you as well at the competition.